On May 16, 2019, YouTuber Omi HellCat shared his inaugural video titled Payday at Reloaded Construction, and within this vlog he concluded with a profound and meaningful message.
Always remember, live life the way you will want to live it. You only get one chance at this, one shot at life. One chance, one shot, that's it.
Little did Omi realize that beginning his YouTube channel might turn out to be the pivotal error that eventually led to his incarceration in a federal prison. In his initial video, which garnered an impressive 60,000 views within the first 3 days, Omi is seen leaving his lavish mansion, strolling down his lengthy driveway and showcasing over 15 pristine white cars parked on it. During this vlog, he shares insights into his entrepreneurial venture. Subsequently, he proceeds to visit his first nightclub, currently undergoing renovations, followed by a second nightclub where the finishing touches are being put in place before its grand opening. Omi's subsequent vlogs retained a common theme, commencing with motivational messages about life.
You have one thing, an advantage over a lot of people. You're free, you're young, and you're healthy. No excuses. Stop trying to keep up with everybody. Stop going out buying Balenciaga.
In the midst of his videos, Omi would often be shown managing his various business endeavors, which included purchasing high-end clothing, jewelry, luxury cars, vintage automobiles, tour buses, and even real estate properties. Despite his remarkable success, he maintained a down-to-earth and relatable persona, distinct from the usual narcissistic portrayal of wealthy individual commonly found on the internet. Within just 2 months, he reached a subscriber count of 100,000, and by the end of the summer in 2019, his subscriber base had grown to 300,000. However, whenever questioned about the source of his wealth, his responses remained exceedingly vague.
What do I do for a living? Started off as an app developer.
As Omi continued to showcase his lifestyle on the internet and became more transparent about the sources of his wealth, he drew the attention of the FBI. On November 20th, 2019, a mere 6 months after posting his first video, his home was raided. A case file documented 88 lines of personal property seized by the federal government from Omi. Over the following months, the FBI confiscated a total of $5,875,000 in cash, 58 vehicles, including a 2020 Lamborghini Huracan, a 2019 Lamborghini Aventador, and a 2019 Audi A7. They also took possession of 21 properties, including downtown buildings in Philadelphia and suburban mansions. One might expect Omi to remain silent in such a serious situation, but as soon as the raid occurred, he went live on YouTube to inform his fans about it. Initially, he believed the authorities were targeting him for tax evasion, which was partially true, and Omi asserted his innocence. However, it soon became clear that the government had concerns beyond just taxes.
Bro, when I tell you they took everything, they took every SD card, every camera, every television in my house. Houses, IPTV is a gray area. You know, the Copyright Act hasn't been updated since the 1960s. And you know, I hit a fucking gray area and exploited it, and they just didn't like it.
Omi, whose real name is Bill Omar Carrasquillo, believed he had discovered a legal loophole in U.S. copyright law and was exploiting it. If you're feeling extremely confused at this point about how he ended up in this predicament, you're not alone. His hundreds of thousands of fans were equally baffled. Ironically, it was after the federal raid that Omi began to openly discuss how he amassed his wealth. Omi HellCat operated a massive Internet Protocol television piracy operation, IPTV. In this scheme, they deceitfully acquired cable television accounts and then resold copyrighted content to thousands of their subscribers, who could then stream or play back this content. The piracy scheme originated on Kodi, which is essentially a media player available on various devices. People use Kodi to watch videos, podcasts, movies, play games, listen to music, and more. However, Kodi does not create its own content. It's an open-source streaming platform that allows anyone to create apps. As a result, it's predominantly known for its use in watching pirated or stolen content. Many individuals use Kodi on Amazon Fire Sticks, where they install their preferred networks and stream content for free. However, this process is not straightforward, as many of these add-ons can be laden with malware or turn out to be unreliable apps that either don't work or offer low-quality content. Consequently, people often search for terms like best Kodi add-ons for free and scour blogs to identify the most trusted apps, such as The Crew or Daddy Live. Installing and configuring these apps requires a certain level of technical skill and a considerable amount of effort. Around 2016, Omi recognized a significant opportunity. He began purchasing Amazon Fire Sticks for $40, jailbreaking them or installing the best and most reputable apps on Kodi, and then reselling them for around $120 to $150 each to his customers. Essentially, he was offering customers access to cable TV for a one-time fee. Remarkably, he didn't shy away from sharing the details of his scheme openly.
And back when Kodi was popping, you know what I'm saying, I was one of the first ones doing Kodi sticks. And that's how I started making a lot of money. Buying these boxes from Amazon already preloaded and just reselling them for more money. I'll buy them for $50, sell them for $120, $150.
In 2016, Omi claimed to have earned $1 million by flipping Fire Sticks, providing him with the financial means to embark on his next, more lucrative piracy venture. By this time, Omar had established himself as a regular figure in the online piracy community, which surprisingly had a substantial following. He used the username Target in 1080p, and his YouTube channel, initially named Target in 1080p, featured videos discussing IPTV-related topics. Omi's journey took an interesting turn when he teamed up with a developer named Dexter. Together, they collaborated on creating an app for Kodi called Gears TV, inspired by the video game Gears of War. Gears TV offered an all-in-one digital content package, including popular shows like Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, Twin Peaks, major networks such as ABC, ESPN, Fox, exclusive UK and Canada channels, and premium packages like NFL Sunday Ticket. Remarkably, Omi provided all this content at a cost as low as $15 per month, a fraction of the typical cable subscription price, which could range from $60 to $200 per month. So how did he manage this? Omi purchased cable subscriptions from various providers, including Comcast, Spectrum, Verizon, DirecTV, and Frontier Communications. These subscriptions came with encrypted media, which Omi decrypted using decoders from China and captured using capture cards. The content was then sent to a server, where it was redistributed over the internet to his subscribers. Gears TV offered exceptional value and content, outstripping traditional cable providers, and quickly gained popularity in the IPTV community. Omi's weekly earnings skyrocketed from $5,000 to $400,000 in just a few months, with the indictment alleging that the defendants received over $30 million in subscriber fees. Despite his newfound wealth, Omi claimed he was still residing in the Philadelphia neighborhood where he grew up, keeping his financial success hidden from his community. His first significant purchase was a 2016 Camaro SS 50th Edition, his dream car. In 2018, Omi sold his app to a private investment company for an astounding $40 million. This strategic move turned out to be brilliant, because shortly after, Gears TV ceased operation. Omi used his substantial payout and expertise to develop a new and improved app called Reloaded TV. This app, offering an enhanced user interface and higher quality content, swiftly became one of the prominent players in the IPTV space. However, things took a different turn in 2019. Omi abandoned his Target in 1080p persona, rebranding himself as Omi HellCat. He ceased discussing the IPTV industry entirely, acknowledging that the industry was declining, and the authorities were cracking down on similar apps to Reloaded. It's worth noting that Omi's YouTube channel may not have directly alerted the FBI to his activities, but it certainly didn't help his case. His channel, which promoted his personal brand and flaunted his wealth, potentially attracted the attention of the authorities. His conspicuous display of wealth may have aggravated law enforcement, leading them to take a more aggressive stance against him. In one vlog, Omi discovered that federal agents had boarded his flight to the Dominican Republic to ensure he wasn't attempting to flee the country. However, his audience remained in the dark about these developments, unaware of why the FBI was pursuing him. They only knew that Omi had to start his life anew. Following the raid on his YouTube channel, Omi shifted its focus towards his efforts to rebuild his wealth, start new businesses, and purchase more cars, all while being under the watchful eye of the federal authorities. One of his ventures was a printing company and a merch brand called Reloaded, where he created and sold various types of clothing from a room in his house. Despite the setback, Omi still had his construction business and several other side hustles to keep him financially stable. While he claimed to be broke, his version of broke meant going from tens of millions of dollars to just a few million. However, it wasn't long before the FBI returned. Omi admitted that from 2016 to 2018, when he made tens of millions of dollars, he didn't pay his taxes. His reason was that the accountant he hired falsely claimed to be a CPA and didn't handle his taxes correctly. Omi expressed willingness to pay the millions, but when he finally gathered the money to do so, it was stolen. In a video titled, "I Got Robbed for $1 Million," he explained that he withdrew $920,000 in cash from the bank to give to his accountant. But while he was away in Dallas for 2 days, someone cut off the power to his house and stole the cash, along with some electronics and his girlfriend's purses. Interestingly, some of Omi's fans were suspicious, suspecting that he might have staged the robbery to hide $1 million and divert attention from the feds. Notably, this video coincided with the release of his first sneaker, the Omi Zeros, which essentially used the Nike Jordan 1 silhouette but replaced the swoosh with a lightning bolt and rebranded it as Air Omi. However, Omi faced a significant setback in September 2021 when he was formally indicted on charges of criminal copyright infringement, wire fraud, money laundering, and several other crimes. The federal authorities raided his house for the second time, garnering much larger headlines and even leading to news interviews.
So they came back for the things that they alleged that I did, the copyright infringement, which, I don't think I ever did anything wrong. Obviously, I was running businesses wide open in the public. So now we just got to see.
One might expect someone to maintain a low profile or let their lawyer handle their communication in such a situation. However, Omi remained steadfast in his belief that he had exploited the system. His entire focus at this point revolved around fighting his legal case. He significantly reduced his YouTube uploads, posting perhaps once a month, and it was evident that his spirit had been crushed. After several months of consultations with his legal counsel, Omi eventually decided to plead guilty in February 2022. Now, Omi was facing a prison sentence for his crimes. 3 U.S. government attorneys recommended that Omar, also known as Omi HellCat, should serve 15 years and 8 months in prison for his involvement in the pirate IPTV service Gears TV. During this period, he dedicated himself to getting his business affairs in order to ensure his family's survival while he was incarcerated. On March 7, 2023, Omi's fate was sealed in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Judge Harvey Bartle III acknowledged that the advisory guidelines, which suggested a 24-year sentence, would be exceptionally high for a copyright-related case. Consequently, he decided that a 66-month prison term would be sufficient to punish Omar and send a deterrent message to potential followers considering similar activity. In addition to the prison term, Omi received 5 years of supervised release, had to forfeit $30 million worth of assets, mainly vehicles and properties, and was ordered to pay over $16 million in restitution, $10 million to cable companies, and $5 million to the IRS. Surprisingly, Omi appeared content with this outcome. Throughout this entire ordeal, he had the support of his followers, many of whom did not view him as a scammer or a fraudster. This perspective likely stemmed from the fact that most people lacked sympathy for billion-dollar corporations, and Omi was seen as redistributing their product to regular individuals at a fair price. He had risen from humble beginnings in the streets of Philadelphia to build an empire. However, he acknowledged the wrongdoing in his actions and accepted the need to serve his sentence. Recently, he surrendered himself into prison, and it remains to be seen how this experience will shape him, with the hope that he emerges from it as a better and changed individual. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, feel free to explore our other exciting videos by clicking on any of the cards displayed on your screen, and subscribe.